Hey, my lovely Willow Vibes Tribe members. I am Jessica from Willow Vines Intuitive Vibes, and this one's a little different. This one is gonna be about Chris Watts. Mostly, I just heard, because okay, that's why she's having me do this. There's a correlation in a situation between her case. I would say no, because it technically is her and the girl, like the family and stuff, but everyone knows it as the Watts and whatever. CW. Um, there's a yeah, I'm getting the chills. I just winked. There's a similarity in a situation. So basically, I mean, a lot of you who are gonna click on this know the case because you've been following it, but some of you don't, because some of you don't watch true crime or whatever. And on this, on this platform where it's like mainly tarot and spirituality and whatever, we don't really talk about murder and things like that. But it's in here because death is all around us anyways, and mediums and stuff can channel people, even celebrities, because they're people too. They're not really, ouch, celebrities up there. Did you see that orb just shoot out of me when I went ouch? We can channel celebrities too. Ouch. The chest pain thing. Anyways, yeah, there's a correlation here, but I don't really know how the hell she wants me to do this, so I'm just going to go with it because I know she'll channel through me. She's a very strong energy, I'm just going to say. She was a strong person in life, and actually she reminds me a lot of me, and I was thinking that a while back when I was doing like the research, because I got obsessed with the case, and I was like, I need to know everything about this guy. Every single thing. Like, I was so enthralled with it, and I didn't know why, because I didn't know the family or anything like that. Yeah, it was a big case, and it was traumatic for a lot of people, and like it really touched the nation. It did, in a big way. But she also had a public platform, and her life was online, like, constantly. And mine is too, and I don't know if she's making me do that. I heard no, but we have a pattern with the things that we do, but I've been changing things up in my own life. But anyways, I don't know. There's a lot of similarities there between her and I, and like just our strength and our will, just pushing through certain things and stuff like that. I don't know. I want to say for some reason there might be poison in that situation too, because I was just thinking about lupus and the symptoms and stuff, and you have to have like a certain amount of symptoms basically to be diagnosed with that, which I feel like she was diagnosed with it, like prior or whatever. I don't know when, so it's not like maybe she did have the onset of it or she did have it, but the poisoning symptoms can mimic that shit too, because she was doing really well, and at least that's what I think. I don't know. Apparently she was doing really well. She was doing better. I know pregnancy was difficult on her body and stuff, but she was very stressed out as well. But I think there's more to that situation, because he had even mentioned getting like an 80 milligram oxy or whatever to slip her to try to make her miscarry. That's bullshit, because unless he's an idiot, which he's not exactly that bright, just saying. But anyways, I don't know if that's coming from me, but I didn't think he was that bright either. Because I feel like Shanann definitely, she wore the pants in that relationship because she had to, because I feel like that kind of, I don't know, there's always in a relationship, usually in some, not all, because there are balanced connections out there, but there's a dominant one and then there's a submissive one, and sometimes the submissive one is only acting that way. Do you know what I mean? Because covert narcissists will do that. They'll fly under the radar and be a certain way in front of everyone else, or they'll even act that way in relationships and totally confuse the spouse ultimately. So, and it was a mind fuck from hell with her, especially towards the end, because he was sending all these signals and she knew something was off, but it made her feel crazy, and it made her feel like, no, that's not it. You know what I mean? Like, she was questioning shit though. She really was, because she's not stupid. But anyways, in the relationship, you know, yeah, she had to take control because that's kind of how he made it be, you know, like, oh, whatever you want, whatever you want. It's one of those. And then they build up this resentment, and it's like, it's always what you want. It's always what you want. It's never what I want, you know? It's you, that type of shit. And then it causes like a lot of issues and stuff. It can cause fights and as well. But besides arguments and fights and stuff, if someone like a covert narcissist, my throat's starting to hurt again. If they get that way, you know, they start they're the pressure cooker basically, because I kind of feel like that's what he was, because there's rage in there. That stupid song, the fucking battery, whatever. Ooh. I'm trying not to use bad language in this one, because I know her family, you know, is religious, and I don't want to offend anyone. I just heard once in a while is fine. So maybe Shanann's like, you know, it's okay if it slips up. But anyways, especially in a situation like this, because it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. There's a lot of unanswered questions. Even though there's a lot of closure, there really isn't. I don't know, because there's so much more to this. And I almost feel like her mother knows that. Like, and yes, like, Shanann and the girls have go to her family. So she's not lying when she says, oh, I feel my daughter. Oh, I feel my grandkids. You know, they're here with me. No. Sandy Rusak is actually very tapped in. Anyway, she's a very spiritual lady. She's very open-minded, actually, and she's very loving. Like, I kind of feel it's a similar. She acts similarly to how I do. It's like, it's not my place to take your life. It's God's place, or you know, whatever. When it's your time, it's your time. I'm not going to do what you did. Basically, that's kind of where she's coming from, even though there's pain there and she's not happy with what happened. Ultimately, it's like, who am I to say that this is what needs to happen to you? It's the universe. They'll handle it, basically. Oh, and they will, trust me. They already have. His life hasn't been that great, but it's gonna get worse. You don't think that it can, but it can, and it will. Anyways, and Shanann's not doing any of that. She's just delivering information because she wants people to know what really happened to her ultimately, and what their connection was like, you know, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, especially with the CW, like pro CW save his ass type shit. He did this. He did, and he planned it, and so did his mistress. For yeah, his mistress was in on this too, and I kind of feel like it was a coerced thing, like almost egging him on, and he already had this shit boiling up inside him. Do you know what I mean? So it's like she was the match that started the fire, and then he blew up. Do you know what I mean? It's something like that, because he's even said, you know, this never would have happened if I didn't meet her. I think it would have happened eventually if he met somebody else too. Like, I don't know. It just depends on the situation. But yeah, there was definitely problems there. He's not remorseful at all, because I don't think he ever cared. It was all an act, basically. I don't know, because he seems so passive, and he's just so quiet, you know. He's such a nice guy. He helps everyone. He was a good dad. You're a hard worker. Yeah, he was all of those things. But he was only involved because he felt like he had to. Like, that's the role, that's the mask that he was wearing, basically. It's like, this is what's expected of me. I think that he honestly was attracted to Shanann because she was very strong-willed. She was very independent. She's very beautiful. She was gorgeous, you know, and she was full of life. She was happy, and she had money too. Like, and she worked hard for the things that she had. It's not like she was just handed all this stuff, you know. But he saw all that in her, and that's what drew him in, is what I feel, because she was successful before she even met him. I'm just saying, and she had big plans. You know, she had goals. He did and he didn't. You know, like. He kind of backed out of his goals. Do you know what I mean? Going to NASCAR school and stuff, being a mechanic. I feel like that was just like, it's almost like doing that to please your parents, to please your father, or whatever. Even if he had an interest, it was like, this is kind of, I'm going to do, It's copying other people. It's like that's what they do. They're chameleons. They take on the attributes of whoever they're around. So he was trying to be more like her in that connection, like we want this picture perfect family type thing, which don't we all, you know? And they pretty much have that, you know, for the most part, at least publicly. And a lot of people are that way. It's a persona, it's our social media persona. But she was honest about her health issues, about past problems and things like that. You know, she was a very open person with the things that she felt that she needed to be open with. And she did love him. She really did. But sometimes love is blind and we ignore the red flags. Maybe she didn't know what the red flags were until too late, you know? I don't think she did. I think it was just like, even if she questioned things, it was like, I don't want to believe it, you know, because I love you and you love me and we have this beautiful family and there's no way, you know, it's just like everybody else was thinking. She was thinking the same thing. Well, let's get into NK just a bit. So with her, for one, she knew about Shanann. She knew that Chris was married. She knew that the family was there. She knew it all. Do you want to know how she knew it all? Well, the evidence states it, for one, but I know this is what happened. She saw Chris at work one time, way prior to them connecting and talking. And she was like, ooh, you know, he's cute or whatever. I'm going to look into him, because if you work in the office at any company, you can look into the employees, you can find out their information, and then, oh, I got your full name, I got this. I'm going to go on social media and I'm going to stalk your ass and I'm going to see what your life is about. So I feel like that's what she did. She knew what Shanann did. She knew that they were married and the kids. She knew about it all. And I feel like it really fired her up, like, kind of like, I want your life. I want your identity. This is stuff I've been talking about. I want to be you because you have what I want. I don't have that. You know, that type of stuff. And I feel like she researched Chris, like his likes and dislikes, because what are the odds? Really? What are the odds of her going, oh, let's go to sand dunes. Oh, let's go to car shows. Oh, let's go to all this stupid shit, you know, that she probably didn't give two craps about, just saying. But she knew that him and his wife weren't doing that stuff because, you know, they're doing their daily grind and whatever and try to pay the bills and get by and do whatever. So there wasn't a lot of time for them to do that shit, for one. But he never spoke up about it anyway, so I'm pretty sure if he really wanted to, she'd be like, yeah, we can go, you know, whatever. But he probably never asked. I just heard, no, he didn't. And I know that because, like, his father's the same way. Like, I mean, I've been in other relationships like that too, where it's like, you can't get mad at me for not wanting to do something or not taking you somewhere because you didn't even say it. But anyways, people, like, when you're together for a while, you think that the other person's a freaking mind reader or something, and they're not. But anyways, yeah, she did her research, and of course, this young, I'm not even going to call her pretty, she ain't pretty. This young girl, woman, whatever, comes along. It's new, it's exciting, it's fresh, it's that lustful pull, because, you know, that happens with new connections. And she was saying all the right things, you know what I mean, like, because she did her research. It's called manipulation. And she was doing the things that he wanted to do. So it's like, who do I want now? Plus getting laid all the time and all this freaky crap because she was looking up anal sex and all that shit, like how to do shit properly. There's sex magic in there too, because she's a witchy bitch. I'm just saying. Sorry, I shouldn't have said another cuss word, but she really is. She was into all that metaphysical stuff, which, you know, metaphysical things are not bad. That's what I'm doing too. But, you know, some people practice with good intentions and some practice with bad. And when you infringe on the free will of others and you're trying to manipulate a situation and cause problems, that's not good. You know, it's like, I want to take you from what you have because that's what I want. Which the main problem, or a big problem here, was because NK thought that she was going to just win him over anyways with her freaking naked body and whatnot. And the fact that she had all this crap in common was, she said that she wanted to have his son because she knew that Shanann was pregnant. And it could be a boy or it could be a girl. Oh, you have two girls. I want to give you your first son. You know, well, no, you can't, because his first son was already cooking. You know what I mean? It's already in the oven. which I don't know if he knew about that at that time when she said that. Yeah, he had already known about the pregnancy when she said that. So she stalked social media. She saw that Shanann had posted or said that she was pregnant. That's what that came up with. I'm just saying, that's what was going on. I don't even know, like, if anyone searched her computer history or her phone or anything, because she was kind of sketch about it, like, oh, I don't want you to have this kind of thing. I deleted things. Well, they can be recovered. They really can. But there's a search engine she used, and I feel like she was stalking this person on her work computer. Like, it could have been that, you know, it could have been at work, like, keep it off my phone because this is this or whatever. Or maybe it was the work phone and not her personal, who knows. But it's something like that. But she was definitely keeping tabs on the whole family, trying to figure out how to infiltrate. And she successfully did, you know. She ended things in not a good way. But it's like, you know, yeah, he would have had to pay child support. Yeah, money wouldn't have been that great. But money isn't everything. And why would you take away the lives of 3, 4 innocent people just because you don't want to pay for it? You know, that's what you signed up for when you married her, for one. And when you decided to have children, when you started a family, it's your responsibility, you know, and that it is what it is. And why would you not want to spend time with your kids? Well, narcissists don't give a crap, I'm just saying. I don't know, the mask slipped when the mistress came into the picture, just saying. Because I don't think he was strong enough to pursue her anyways. He wouldn't have pursued anyone. Like, he didn't have that much confidence. And it's kind of weird that he went from a chubby man to this really fit guy, right, lickety-split, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I gotta look good for the ladies or for this lady kind of thing. But whatever. I don't know. He would just always complain about Shanann. It's like saying one thing to her and saying another thing to other people or to another person, which is usually what they do. They try to pin people against you to make themselves look better. And, you know, it is what it is. Well, the right people know that he was wrong. But anyways, oh, I went off on the whole tangent about narcissists. Back to the 80 milligram oxycodone, cotton, whatever it was, that he probably got from NK, because where else is going to get it from? And I really feel like it came from her somehow, some way, because she knows people. That's not going to cause a miscarriage. That's why I called him an idiot. Because even doctors will say you can take painkillers, you know, after you give birth and stuff. They give them to you. It's in your breast milk. So it's obviously not going to hurt the baby. And if something happened, like say you get into a car wreck or something when you're pregnant, if you need pain meds, they'll give it to you. It's not going to, it won't cause a miscarriage. It won't cause problems like that. It's not the healthiest. You shouldn't do it constantly, but in small doses, or I guess if it's not frequently, it's not going to cause that. You can even look it up, because I've looked it up for some reason, probably because she wanted me to. I really think so. So that could have been an attempt. Maybe he did do that and put it in her system, but it's something else. That was a cop-out, because I kept talking about strychnine and poisoning and, you know, mercury. Mercury is bad for babies. Doesn't it mess with their hearts, especially if they're, you know, still in the womb and whatever? Because whatever the mother takes, the baby takes, ultimately. Something. I don't know. It was some type of substance that she would have been unaware of, because I'm sorry, a pill, you'll taste it, for one. Where's it going to put it? You can dissolve it in water, but there'd still be chunks. It's not that. It was a clear liquid. And it was making her sick, and I almost feel like it was happening over time. It just wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. It was just making her feel tired and shitty. Ultimately, because that could have been the liquid aspirin thing too, with the vitamin C. I'm not really sure which components. I heard 3, but that's happening in another situation too. Yeah, because my jaw's hurting again. Could be happening in my situation. But anyways, because I've been poisoned, I just know it. But I don't know, that's coming up here for her. And I don't even think that was ever looked into, because you have to specifically look for these components, like in a toxicology report or an autopsy or whatever, which I know there was an autopsy done on her, but I don't know if they looked for that because of the way she passed away. It's almost like we did a blood alcohol thing and drugs and whatever, but even if you search for recreational drugs or any medications, I don't know, there's like a certain test. That's what the ER doctor told me, is you have to specifically look for this stuff. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard. And I don't know, my back is hurting really bad all of a sudden. So did she deal with back pain? Because if she did, strychnine poisoning, which is rat poisoning ultimately, it will cause like degenerative disc disease. I don't know, it just like eats away at the tissues in your body. I keep talking about this. Also best is with your head neurologically. It can make you forgetful, it can make you tired, it can make you sick, it can make you not want to eat. And she didn't want to eat. I know she was stressed, but she wasn't really eating, and that's what her friend was saying, like when they were in Arizona at the Thrive convention or whatever. Like we were trying to force her to eat, but she was just like, ugh, just like I can't eat. She wasn't doing well. So he was knocking her down a bit before this incident even happened. And I have my bags packed too, and so does she. She had them packed because she just got home. Oh my gosh. 2 a.m. wake up call. I kept saying I'm never living in Colorado. Ted Bundy was out there too. Like, what is with that state? Just saying. It's a beautiful state, but there's a lot of crime that happens there, like major. But anyways, must be something in the water. Must be something in the water. In her water. The shakes. It wouldn't be hard to just go put something in there. But anyways, I don't know. Something about that. I don't know why that's coming up. I've said all this stuff. I seriously, Shanann, what in the world? She's been speaking through me in code, apparently. Sometimes spirit's cryptic. I'm just saying. Time and place. It's all about timing. Oh, because the same crap's happening now. It's happening again in a different situation. That's why it's coming up today. Yep. Ow. Yeah. So, anyways, the poisoning thing's in there somewhere, somehow. It wasn't quick enough. Because remember, when she was gone, he did it to the kids. He was doing it to the kids, too. Or he tried to. Not like long standing though. Like I almost feel like an immediate dose. What the? Okay. Wasn't expecting that. But anyways. Okay, I can't deal with the kid thing right now because that's gonna make me cry. We're gonna have to do that one towards the end or something. I don't know, something to do with that. Because he wanted to make it look like they just like, I don't know, it's like hands off type shit. Which I kept saying. But anyways, 2 a.m. She got home at like 1:45 or something in the morning. But I kept hearing 2 a.m. wake up call. I love you now. Because they were sleeping in separate beds. He was in the basement, sleeping down there because he's in love with somebody else or whatever. There was just discord and problems and I don't know. They weren't sleeping in the same bed. That was true. At least for a little while, but that wasn't because of her. That was because of him. And I think it kind of confused her. It was like, what? Like, if you're going to be an ass, just go sleep downstairs kind of thing. It's something like that. Because it wasn't for very long. Because he was kind of playing both women, you know. It's like I'm trying to pretend that everything's great here, so I'll sleep in a separate bed like when we have a fight or something, and then I'll go to my mistress and I'll come back, you know. It's the whole shit. That just scared the crap out of me. Oh, it's my father. So I'll have to put these together or something.